Welcome to Beyond the Competition, the SAE University Programs Podcast.
Hey guys, Mike Sword, the media and podcast producer with the SAE University Programs. We are here for this month's episode. And this month, we're going to be talking about the SAE International Award for Outstanding Student Leadership in STEM Honoring Max Rumbaugh. And we have a very special guest, a recipient of this award in the past. We have Anish Srivastava with us here on the line. How you doing, Anish?
I'm doing great. How are you?
And I understand you're a manufacturing engineer at Alltech Industries.
That is correct. It's been here for about 9 weeks now.
Oh, you're fresh off of this. I like this. So I think you were talking about you haven't had a weekend yet.
That is correct, and that's probably why. I'm just a brand new guy in town.
So you're getting all the new projects. So
all of them. Oh yeah.
Excellent. So Scott wasn't able to be with us for this recording today, but he does like to do a little bit of an icebreaker for our guests to kind of warm things up a little bit. And it's a little bit of get to know you too, right? So he wanted me to ask you, if you had to smell like a sandwich for a year, what sandwich would you want to smell like?
A chicken Caesar wrap. You know what? It's one of my favorite sandwiches. So if I could smell like that all the time, I'd be okay with that.
I love how quick you came up with that too, because I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I didn't read the question in advance, and I'm just like, I don't know. What does a turkey smell like? Like.
I was like, chicken Caesar smells good, I think. I think I just had it for lunch. So like, to me, it might be just the most recent idea. That's probably what it is. But I'm also thinking about how much I'd save on cologne. And that's a pretty penny.
All right, hearing it now. Anisha's Caesar salad wrap cologne coming soon. Let's get into the questions, the rest of the questions here for you, and get to know you a little bit and everything around this. First, where did you go to school and what SAE teams were you a part of?
So I went to school at Kansas State University for 5 years, and I was a part of the Formula SAE team, particularly the internal combustion, which is better than the electric vehicle, depending on who you ask.
So we're team IC here
all the time.
What do you think your SAE experience helped you land this current job?
Absolutely. In fact, I didn't apply for this job. I got in because of my SAE experience. A lot of our alumni from our team actually are in leadership positions at Alltech. And because of that, I simply reached out to one of them and I was like, hey, I really want an internship with you guys. He took care of it, got me connected with the right people. And though I went through an internship at Alltech last summer, and then they're like, here's a full-time offer. So I actually never really applied for Alltech, thanks to SAE.
That's awesome. That's great. So what exactly do you do there at Alltech?
So I'm the manufacturing engineer for an electronics plant. So we are what I do is anything to deal with electronics, getting it made. So they'll design brand new harnesses or new circuit boards, and my job is to find a way to make it as cheap and as efficient as possible. And that's what I've been doing. I've been doing large projects like creating surface mount equipment and work instructions to smaller things like changing our sourcing of our suppliers for some of our smaller connectors or smaller pins. So a little bit of everything in electronics.
Excellent. So again, let's get into the reason we're here today. We're talking about you were a recipient for the SAE International Award for Outstanding Student Leadership on STEM. And just a reminder for people, the deadline for nomination, you can nominate somebody for this by September 30th here of 2025. So there's an opportunity there. And we'll have more information in the description of this episode, whether you're on the YouTube or the podcast version of it. So tell us a little bit about the award and how you got nominated for it.
So I saw the FSAE news article come out about the award last year, and I forwarded it up to my faculty advisor, Dr. Kevin Wanklin, and I was like, would you mind? ? And I just sent it to him. And on, I think it was like the last day or the day before the last day of the hard submission cap, he emails me like, I'm working on the award. What do you want me to write for it? And I was, gave him a couple feedback ideas, sent him my resume, and then he applied. And then one day, I want to say it was like March, maybe February, he walks in. We're having a meeting for senior design too. And It was like the faculty advisor for that, plus a bunch of us on the team. And he walks in, puts his phone in front of me. He's like, "You won." And I didn't know what was going on. And then I read it. I was like, "Oh, okay. This is awesome." And then we did a little mini celebration and then went back to work. But yeah, that's how I kind of got into the recipient side of this award.
Excellent. Other than the mini party, did you receive anything else for this award?
Oh yeah, SAE flew me down to Detroit to receive the award. So I spent a week in Detroit, which was awesome. Never been there before. Drove through it a dozen times. Never been. And I got an honorarium, and then really it was just meeting everybody, and there was pretty awarding. Meeting Max Rumbaugh Jr., his son, who presented the award to me, as well as SE's president again, and seeing everyone I've met over like email for the last years. It was cool to see him in person.
Excellent. Do you feel like you were treated with more respect after winning this award?
No one on my team knew what the award was. Most of them were like, "What's going on? All right, cool. Back to the car." But it does help the resume out a lot. It definitely adds interesting talking points when you're interviewing. If you ever interview. I mean, if you spend enough time on these teams, you may never interview again, is what I found. But yeah, I wouldn't say it got me more respect. I definitely say it was a stellar experience, though, to kind of see the other side of the competitions, the more administrative side and the bigger organization, yeah.
Do you have any advice for current CDS students in leadership positions on their teams?
Embrace it. Honestly, you'll regret when you graduate, and you'll think about all the things you never got done, and you'll be like, "Man, I wish I could have done that." Just do it. You know what? Sleep 3 hours a night. It's okay. You will do as much as you humanly can while you're in college in your leadership positions, because it's the only time where you get true control over the projects you want to do. You get true control over how you're going to work every day, and it's pretty awesome. And you will miss that once you go to industry. It's pretty standardized in industry.
So, of course, winning a national SAE award is an indication of both influence and technical excellence. I think you talked a little bit about this already. Is that shaping your current impact at work at all? Aside from what you talked about when you're talking about your resume.
Yeah, because of like my experience on the SAE teams, it's well known that my work ethic's pretty good. So I got put on a solo team. So I'm the only engineer in electronics at Altec's Midwest plants. So it's just me, myself, and I. And they trusted me to do this, I think, because of how much SAE has like proven that I'm going to be a credible resource for the company.
Can you tell us more about leadership lessons from forming the SAE that you're applying to your engineering work every day?
Oh, there is so much. So one thing I've learned is communication. I mean, that was the biggest lesson in SAE, hands down, is how can you learn to communicate with other people? And especially other people that don't speak the same language as you, right? I speak engineering, I speak technical details, but when you're in industry, you barely talk to other engineers. You talk more to end client users. You talk to the supply chain analysis. You talk to people with the finance side, the HR side, all the other stuff that comes into play in industry. And SAE taught me how to communicate with all those people in college. So I didn't have to learn that skill set when I'm working a 40-hour work week here. It's, hey, I already know how to do it. And because SAE's leadership, I can implement it right away in industry.
How many years did you do the formula team?
5 years. I did a full 5.
A full 5?
A full 5. I would have made it a 6th year, but I think at that point, K-State was ready to see me go. And they showed me the diploma and said, "Please leave." And I was like, all right, I'll take it. But no, I only got to do 5. I wish I did more now that I'm in the industry, but no, I did a full 5-year gambit, 4 years in leadership out of those 5.
Do you have any fun stories about that time there with the Kansas State team?
I don't know about fun. They were all stories, that's for sure. One thing we did, I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was my first day ever in the car. So these cars are valued around $250,000 a piece when you look at our total time investment, all the materials investment, all that stuff. And I was 19 years old. First time ever in anything with more than 2 pedals. First time in anything with any sort of power. I drove a Honda Civic my whole life. And I get behind the wheel of the car and I'm thinking, man, I am Max Verstappen. I was not Max Verstappen. And I tried pushing that car the first time I ever drove it. And I destroyed that car, that first car I drove. I broke off the front wing mounts. And I basically totaled it. We had to spend quite a bit of time reworking that car, and I was only on my second year on that team and my first time ever driving. It took me becoming president before they would let me back in the car to drive it again.
Well, so what lesson do you have for the first time in the car like that for other students out there on teams?
Pushing the clutch. Don't burn out the clutch as much as I did. I think I burned that clutch out. And then honestly, drive it slow. Drive it like you want to use it again. Because your team does want to use it again.
It'd be kind of nice that it gets to Michigan for competition, right? I mean,
usually. That's why they don't even let me touch the car anymore before competition. I get like a 60-day ban before competition. So
awesome. You get to get your hands on it after competition when there's a little less riding on it, at least.
Oh yeah, only after competition. I get to drive it, just only after competition nowadays.
Fantastic. Obviously, other than that experience of like getting behind the wheel of the car, what would you tell like students that are like maybe considering or to get into their Formula team or any other SAE team that they may have available at their school?
You know what I tell them? I tell them do it. 100% do it. It legitimately, the stuff you learn on these teams will outpace anything you learn in a classroom 110%. I've talked from students from University of Missouri, Wichita State, University of Kansas. I've talked to teams from over internationally, the Spain team, Valencia. I've talked to the Italians. All of them are on the same page that Formula is definitely a better experience than what you're going to get if you don't do Formula. And I'm pretty sure that cross applies to the Bajas, the Aero teams, all the other things SAE offers.
Thank you so much. It sounds like a tremendous experience. Again, it's the SAE International Award for Outstanding Student Leadership in STEM honoring Max Rumbaugh. You have until September 30th for that deadline. Get it in, and you never know. It could help you out with your career. You don't have to interview, potentially, allegedly, and I mean, that takes a lot of stress off of things, right? You don't have to go through that process of wondering.
I mean, I never really went to career fair for real. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
So I loved it. I got 2 internships through SAE without interviewing, High Power Systems in Olathe, and then Altech Industries here in St. Joe. And I gotta say, it was worth 5 years of hard work for not having to worry about a job. That's for sure.
Excellent. That's a really good. I mean, that gets worth it right there. So thank you so much, Anish, for joining us. And take your time. Obviously, you're very, very busy. They're throwing all the stuff at the new guy, and I want to make sure you have time to get back to it and not take too much of your time. Okay.
No, thanks for having me.
Excellent. And again, stay tuned with everything with the SAE University programs on your TikTok, on your Instagram, on, of course, this podcast on your podcast feed, the YouTube page where there'll be a lot of videos, a lot of information coming up for we have Baja SAE Carolina coming up here in a couple weeks, and also the registration information has been going out with those dates. Mark them on your calendar for the 2026 season. Very excited at some of the places that will be going with the SAE competition, and you'll see the media team and everybody out there too. Make sure you talk to us here in Carolina or beyond that. We love having you guys, and you never know, you might end up on the social media for SAE's university programs. Thank you, everybody. Until next time, stay safe out there.
Thank you for listening to Beyond the Competition, the SAE University Programs podcast. Show notes for this episode can be found at beyondthecompetition.fireside.fm. Remember to stay tuned for updates on your competition's newsfeed or app, and follow SAE_university programs on TikTok and Instagram. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next episode.